Hare Krishna. So I spoke yesterday with Bharat Prabhu. Maybe he will watch the rebroadcast about his project. He's coaching people around simple living, high thinking, and one of his lines that he actually discovered yesterday in the session with me, that that before simple living, like before you go and you find like a farm to simply live there or whatever, you have to before simple living outside, you start the simple living inside, and that's the main portion of Prabhupada's pastimes, Prabhupada's preaching mood, and all Prabhupada's approach. That first we change the heart. Like there's this beautiful album of Mangalananda, and I recommend you all to go and check it. I think I heard some of these songs on the Sattva Advanced course. You were playing that. So the first thing that's needed is the change of heart. If the heart changes, then the whole civilization, the whole human arrangement for simple living, high thinking will change. And that's where Prabhupada starts. And that's what Prabhupada always stresses. Because what's the use to go even, to get like a farm or to have a beautiful community, but our living is complex inside. We are, the mind is complex, the heart is complex. So first of all, we simplify that. Very, very simple. Chanting Hare Krishna, taking prasadam, associating around these beautiful pastimes of the Lord and his devotees. And they're all kind of parallels that we can take to our personal life from Hanuman's pastimes. I kind of like to take the part that Hanuman's a monkey. It's very crude. I find myself very, very crude and like aboriginal. Like whenever I would do drugs, I would all the time get into this like a crude aboriginal mentality, and maybe I was an aboriginal in my past life or something. And the Prabhupada, he is engaging us just like Lord Ram. He engaged the monkeys headed by Hanuman, Sugriv, Jambavat, to share, to express this Krishna consciousness, sometimes in a crude way, sometimes in a sophisticated way. But Prabhupada, he was determined that the purpose is so sublime, the Krishna consciousness is so sweet that it doesn't matter. Like he often says, Krishna is like, he's sweet like a sugar candy. Doesn't matter where you lick the sugar candy from, it's sweet. So he gave it to the Westerners, to like the people that have basically no touch with Vedic culture or etiquettes or this Varnashram social construct, to have like a more conducive platform for spiritual life, to expand that, to basically revive, not even expand, revive. It was pretty much shut down up until Prabhupada's bringing it to the West. Right? Thanks to Prabhupada, concepts even like yoga, vegetarianism, what to speak about bhakti yoga, the message of the Bhagavad Gita was actually broadcasted. Now like I hear like on Instagram, it's so far popular, like the kirtan yoga, bhakti yoga, not even from like Prabhupada's lineage, but because Prabhupada started and because Prabhupada brought it, and because Prabhupada engaged us, the monkeys, in propagating that, so many people, they're benefiting. And specifically around that portion, it's really nice to observe how Lord Ram, as Prabhupada, as Lord Ram, as Lord Ramachandra, he went to the forest, like Prabhupada coming to the West, like coming to the forest of this dense darkness of ignorance. And instead of going back and taking with him, the big Kshatriyas to help him to bring Sita back from Ravan, he stayed in the forest, and he executed the order of his spiritual master. And Krishna supplied to him all the necessary things. He supplied the manpower, he supplied the Lakshmi, he supplied the books, the most important. And that's kind of the part that I connect to the most in these pastimes of Lord Ramachandra and Shri Hanumanji and Lakshman, Bharat. Shout to Bharat if you watch that. So I welcome you all to share. And in the meantime, to gather some inspiration, I'll read to you, or maybe someone else would like to start from some quotes from Hanuman's pastimes, if someone has something already. If not, we can just go and make a how do you call it, a search queue in the Vedabees. But I already have something there from Prabhupada's early classes, which was nice. So anyone would like to volunteer, or should we just start reading something? One by one, don't fight. Bhakti Keith Prabhu, would you like to read one of the quotes that I saved? I'm going to bring it close.
So the devotees of the Lord.
I'm just going to adjust it.
Mm-hmm. So the devotees of the Lord, they're not losers. They get more power for controlling power. Therefore, they are called devas. Devas means those who are there are two words used in Sanskrit, devas and asuras. Asuras. Now the definition of these devas and asuras are like this. Vishnu Bhakta Smrita Deva Asuras Tad Vimparaya. Padma Purana. Asuras Tad Viparyaya. Vishnu Bhakta. Those who are devotees of the Lord, they are devas. This is the difference between devas. Devas, and asuras does not mean that asuras has got a very ugly face. No. Even a very beautiful man, he can be asura. He can be and even if a very ugly man, he can be a deva, just like Hanuman. Hanuman was a beast. He was not even a man. He was animal. He comes from the monkey species of life, but he's a great devotee of Lord Brahmachandra. So he's Deva. So Vishnu Bhakta Smrita Deva, those who are unalloyed devotees of the Lord, they are called Devas.
Jai. It's from it's from a lecture. I really like these lectures. Like, if someone knows a little bit my connection with Prabhupada, I especially connect with the 66 classes, 66, 68. New York Leela is so intimate how Prabhupada gives these classes. I highly recommend everyone, if they consider going through the conversations or personal lectures, to really start from there, because Prabhupada is just so childlike and easygoing, and meets everywhere where they at there in 1966. This is still before the initiations, right? I think so. Initiations were it's before the initiations. Initiations took place in August 1966, I think so. Yeah. And March is just before the 2 or 3 months before the incorporation of ISKCON. And Prabhupada is just so step by step. He takes every concept and just extrapolates that, and with a silver spoon just puts it in our mouth. And this is a really nice concept, how someone who is very, because I think in Disney or all these our childhood pastimes, mine at least, when we watch a cartoon, it's someone who's very beautiful, he's angelic, saintly, and this very uplifting, positive personality, and the I don't know, the ugly, the witch is always very ugly, and the monsters are too very ugly, the demons are too not really good looking. But it's not like that. If you read the Bhagavatam, or even if you look at the pictures, there's so many nice illustrations that the devotees made, and you can see there how, sometimes the servants of Yamaraj, right? They're very fearsome, but they have their purpose. One of the purposes is to scare. They're not going to scare you if they're good looking. They're going to think, oh, I'm going somewhere good. That's not the purpose. But except them, I think like many of the demons actually, they're very good looking, you know, they're very, you know, like effulgent even. And so it's not the external future is very many times very confusing. And someone who is a devotee or a demigod, I'm not sure actually about the demigod, but Prabhupada specifically, I think he speaks about a devotee, that it doesn't mean that he should be very like good looking or whatever. So yeah, that's kind of what I get from it. If any one of you would like to just stop and share something that's going on in your heart, just don't hesitate. It's like a circle of sharing. We can pretend we're sitting around Hanuman's fire of love to Sitaram and throw some marshmallows there, vegan marshmallows. Okay, so yeah, we can read the next one, I guess. Maybe, okay, I'm kind of bored. I don't want to be the only one me and Keith, the only one who uses his voice. So I'm going to share the screen and maybe one of you would volunteer to read. How do I share the screen? Share the screen. Okay. Leah, would you like to read? It's this one.
212. All right. The common religion of all classes of human beings, regardless of whosoever and whatsoever. Hold on, the picture, the screen is covering up. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start over. The common religion of all classes of human beings, regardless of whosoever and whatsoever one may be, is devotional service. Even the animals may be included in devotional service to the Lord. And the best example is set by Sri Vajragaji or Hanuman. Hanuman, the great devotee of Lord Sri Rama. As we have already discussed, even the Aborigines and the cannibals can also be engaged in devotional service.
What? Cannibals?
Cannibals can also be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord if they happen to be under the guidance of a genuine devotee of the Lord. In Skanda Purana, there is a narration that a hunter in the jungle became the most enlightened devotee of the Lord by the guidance of Sri Narada Muni. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord can be equally shared by every living being. That's the Bhagavad Gita 2:12.
Oh wow, that was nice. It's actually from the Srimad Bhagavatam. The reference is on the bottom of the quote.
Oh, I was reading the wrong one.
Yeah, and yeah, like this key word, like even cannibals can be engaged in devotional service if they what Prabhupada says there. Even cannibals can also be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord if they happen to be under the guidance of the genuine devotee of the Lord. Yeah, I kind of like see us there, you know, in the picture, like if we are this genuine devotee, if we are genuine, we can make others genuine. And it's like Prabhupada's inconceivable mercy to us and everyone else to spread the mercy regardless of, you know, where we really are. Because I think like from my kind of feeling and understanding, genuinity. How do you say? Genuinity? How do you pronounce that?
Authenticity?
Authenticity. Okay, yeah. That word,
Genuineness.
Genuineness, authenticity, it's something so internal and sublime that can be reflected to everyone, just regardless of where we're at. Yesterday, I think we spoke about this, that, you know, even if we don't know like the quotes, or we don't know so much. Like devotees in the early days, like up until 71, they didn't even have Srimad Bhagavatam classes. Almost like 70, 71. And the books came up very late. Like the Krishna book was the first book pretty much, I think, to come. No, sorry, the Bhagavad Gita. And teachings of Chaitanya, but really the core of Krishna consciousness came much later. But devotees, they were almost, I would say, like pushed by Prabhupada to go and engage others and let them connect with Prabhupada and Hanuman and Sri Ram, and because like from my understanding, it's like there's this verse actually, Yasya Deve Para Bhaktir Yata Deve Tata Guru, that by unflinching faith in the spiritual master, unflinching submission, faith, one receives the knowledge, he receives the integrity, he receives everything that needed to uplift himself and others. And like for me, that's kind of like, I always try to think like that if Prabhupada, he uplifted me, and he like helps me so much to raise myself from the fallen condition, how much he can help others, and how much he can protect me and others in that process. Because it's like in the inconceivable mercy of Prabhupada that he can engage with cannibals. I think in one of the early movies, there's this like scene that they go to Africa, and like the local people there that are like, they're really dressed kind of like, I don't know, like cannibals from like the cartoon movies, at least that I've seen. And they would just come around the truck, the Hare Krishna truck, and they'll like start chanting and dancing. And I think, and Prabhupada even he went to like these places, to Nairobi and like Africa, and he initiated so many disciples. And I remember a specific pastime that Prabhupada was very concerned that the devotees don't preach to the cannibals or whatever. And Prabhupada insisted, no, you go, and instead of preaching to the Indians, because there's a big Indian population in Nairobi, Prabhupada told him, no, you go to the university where the local people are, and you go and you inspire them to take up the Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada, he actually had to do it himself, because the devotees were really scared. Like Brahmananda Prabhu, I spoke to his brother, and he reflected how like you go to do Sankirtan and people walk with you with like zebras like on their back, like half zebras, and very, very rough. And but still, I think up until now, there's a very big community there. I met someone in New York, Haridas Prabhu. He was cultivated by this devotee from England who recently, like a few years ago, he passed away. I forgot his name. What is his name? Blanked. Okay, maybe I'll remember after. Hey, Nalini, Hare Krishna. Mika, Nalini, how are you, Prabhus? Today is a special day in our Vaishnav calendar. You know which day is it?
Rama's birthday. Rama's birthday.
Whose birthday?
Ramachandra's.
Almost. It's Ramachandra Das, Hanuman Ji birthday. He is a great servant of Lord Ram. So you were pretty close. Someone told you, eh? No. Krishna. Daddy told you? No? Hare Krishna, Patrick Prabhu. So, today is a special day. And we're going to continue reading another quote. I think I sieved out a few more. And after is going to be your turn, Prabhus. So get ready. Enough with me researching everything. So, okay, I'm going to share the screen again, and let's see who's going to take the lead on reading it. Don't fight, okay? We have a peaceful reading. So the next one is from the 5th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. I think we read it on Ram Navami, but there's never enough nectar in this portion. Ram Ram. Okay, who's gonna read the quote? Come on, Prabhus. I want to hear you fighting. I want to read. Who wants to read? Rukmini?
I'll
No.
read.
Okay, Bria. Okay.
We know that the Vishnu Tattva is carried by the transcendental bird Garuda and is equipped with different types of weapons in 4 hands. Therefore, we may doubt whether Lord Ramachandra could be in the same category, since he was carried by Hanuman, not by Garuda, and had neither 4 hands nor the Sankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma. Consequently, this verse clarifies that Ramachandra is as good as Krishna, Ramadi Murti Sukala. Although Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ramachandra is not different from him. Ramachandra is unaffected by the modes of material nature, and therefore he is prasanta, never disturbed by those modes. Unless one is saturated with love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot appreciate the transcendental value of Lord Ramachandra. One cannot see him with material eyes. Because demons like Ravana have no spiritual vision, they consider Lord Ramachandra an ordinary Kshatriya king. Ravana therefore attempted to kidnap Lord Ramachandra's eternal consort, Sita Devi. Actually, however, Ravana could not carry off Sita Devi in her original form. As soon as she was touched by Ravana's hand, she gave him a material form, but she maintained her original form beyond his vision. Therefore, in this verse, the words Pratyak Prasantam indicate that Lord Ramachandra and his potency, the goddess Sita, keep themselves aloof from the influence of the material energy.
Yeah, I think Bhakta Patrick Prabhu, he was reflecting on that on Ram Navami, that Sita was never actually stolen by Ravan, because as soon as he touched her, she be turned into Durga or Kali. You know, if some of you seen the pictures of Durga and Kali, it's the same Radharani, it's the same Shakti of Krishna, but the imagery is much more fearsome and scary and like ghastly. Like Radharani is like golden and effulgent, and like she doesn't carry any weapons, if you noticed, right? Maybe she carries some flower for Krishna. And you have Durga sits on a tiger, you know, and the tiger is like stepping over some Rakshasa there, and button, and she got 10 hands. Who knows what the 10 hands of Durga represent? Anyone know? Oh my God. Hare Krishna. So yeah, the 10 hands represent the 10 directions. Yeah, and all the weapons. Yeah, simultaneously there. Thank you, Siri. 10 directions. You have north, east, west, north, east, west, south, and then in between you have 4 more, and then in between 4 more, and so like that she covers all the direction of the universe. And like Cyril Prabhu said, thank you. She carries 10 weapons, so in every direction you go, there's going to be some weapon that's going to obstruct you from enjoying here in the material world. And then Kali too. Kali, she carries like she has like skulls, right, on her chest, and like she's drinking something there, and very ghastly. Yeah, Radharani or Sita Devi. Sita, she's like more close to Radharani. She's in a relationship with Vishnu Tattva, and she is. She cannot be enjoyed by anything spiritual. If we think about it, how would Krishna enjoy something material, right? He cannot enjoy anything material. Like some people, they think when they see like the imagery of Krishna standing with some, you know, a partner, there's some girl or a wife or whatever, they think, oh, it's like Krishna is lusty like us or whatever. But you know, if you think about it, how can God, the Supreme Spirit, the Supreme Spiritual living entity, this completely spiritual thing, can enjoy anything material? You know, we cannot even enjoy anything material. You know, like we're trying to enjoy something material, it goes against us as soon as we try to enjoy it. Not to speak about Krishna. So seemingly, yeah, Sita, she is completely a spiritual living entity, and Ravan, being a materialist, as soon as he tries to touch it, it turns actually into material. She turns into Durga. Lord Chaitanya specifically speaks about it in the Agni Purana that he found in South India when he traveled there. And if some of you like to read about it more, it's there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, how Lord Chaitanya reveals that. And it's very special because before that, pretty much, no one had that understanding that Sita was never kidnapped, and she turned into Durga, so that she was trying to be enjoyed. So I mean, the lesson for me, at least, what I get from that is how, don't try to enjoy material the matter. Like I think a few lectures ago, or like a few months ago, when I spoke about how the Muslims, they have this very nice teaching, don't marry your mother, don't sleep with your mother. And like, it's actually there. Like that's one of the first teachings. Just like Jesus Christ, he emphasized thou shalt not kill. Muhammad, he emphasized thou shalt not kill too, actually, but he emphasized to don't marry your mother or your sister or like the close family, because the situation in society was very difficult. There were intermarriages to that extent that who marry their mother sometimes, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he had to say that. And we too actually say that in a more in a different way, but because who is Sita Devi? Who is material nature? The energy of God. She is too. She is our mother. And if we try to enjoy material nature without the father there, this is very perverted. And I remember I had some Muslim guests in Montreal. I think there was actually Ram Navami like a few years ago, like 5-6 years ago. And I told them, we have such a beautiful thing in common. We want to stop this indulgence in enjoying matter, because matter is our mother. So we should not enjoy our own mother. It makes complete sense, right? So yeah, I don't think they were so appreciative of that, but anyways, they got the message. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
I have a question.
Yes, Mother Rebecca.
Did you say that Sita turned herself into Durga? That's
what it's in the Agni Purana, what is written. I haven't seen that personally, but yeah, that's Lord Chaitanya's understanding, his message. She turns to Durga in the sense that Ravan, all his kingdom is destroyed. What's the task of Durga? Durga means means difficult or troublesome, or ultimately she cuts down our this enjoyment spirit. And Ravan, he tried to enjoy, so he tried to enjoy Sita Devi, and she turns into Durga by destroying all his kingdom. All his sons were killed, his brother was killed, all his kingdom was destroyed. Hanuman, speaking about Hanumanji, he went to Ravan asking him to flee away from the fight and just have peace. Or that was Sugriva, I don't remember. And Ravan, he laughed like, oh, let's burn the monkey. Let's burn the damn monkey, like he's coming here. So let's burn him. And they wanted to burn him, and then Hanuman burned the whole Lanka. So Ravan never learned the lesson, and he ended up, playing with Durga, and Durga, she destroyed him. So in that way, Prabhupada speaks how she turned into Durga.
So is Durga a more of a mood? Because I know Parvati turns into Durga.
Durga, yeah, she's a personality of Krishna's energy, and okay. She's in a particular mood. She's like in a destructive. She rides. Maybe I can find a picture somewhere, or some of you already seen. She rides like a tiger. Krishna rides. It doesn't ride a cow really. He just walks with a cow. But Lord Shiva, he rides a bull. Yamaraj, he rides a buffalo. and Lord Ram, he rides on Hanuman. That was the quote about, right? The quote we read. And Vishnu, he rides on Garuda, the bird, the bird that like to eat fish and snakes. That's another topic. And and Durga, she rides a tiger, and she is she's like the superintendent, I think Prabhupada says, the superintendent of the jail here. So she keeps everything in order.
Another name is Kali.
Kali, Dira Govinda, he says. Kali too is.
So basically, we have the feminine, and so we have personalities like Radharani. Of course, Radharani is the source of all demigoddess. So Radharani, Sita, Lakshmi. So that's the feminine, and then the material manifestations: Kali, Durga, Parvati. Yeah, ultimately, if we trace it back, they're coming from the divine feminine personalities. I don't remember a reference where Prabhupada specifically says Sita becomes Durga, but essentially it's true in the destroying Lanka.
Yeah.
It's the Durga Shakti.
Yeah.
That helps. Thank you. The Durga Shakti. So the Shakti.
Yeah.
Of Durga. Yeah.
In the mood, I guess, like you, Rebecca, you were mentioning.
Okay.
Like destructive mood. Ram. Okay. Next quote. I always want to do that. So, the next quote is is this one. Whoops, it's the same one. I copied it twice. I quit with different times. Yeah, it's the same one. Oh boy. Okay. I'm out of quotes, Prabhus. I was lazy yesterday, I'm sorry. But maybe some of you have quotes. No? Serial? Anyone? Or I can search in the database.
I know there's stories of Hanuman.
Oh, I thought like to bring something like from Prabhupada directly.
Ramayana is in line with Prabhupada. It's Vedic.
Yeah, but I mean, to read something from Prabhupada, that's kind of was the purpose of
Well, I'll tell a short story.
But is it, just before we get into that, is it like, did you hear Prabhupada speaking about it? Or we can maybe mention that
it's in the Ramayana. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I would rather just focus on what Prabhupada says directly, or at least to paraphrase from his words.
I mean, I don't know.
It's okay, I can make like a search on the database.
Dear Govinda, Prabhupada recognized Ramayana as being part of the Vedic paradigm, right? Like it wouldn't be like opposing what he... Prabhupada recognized Ramayana as being part of the Vedic paradigm. It wouldn't be something that would be like...
Yeah, Prabhupada quotes from Ramayana. Ramayana is an authorized shastra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Prabhupada will comment, there's different versions of the Ramayana, not just in English, but also in Hindi and other. There's different versions, and some are authorized and some are not so authorized.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe like the specific details and the writing of the story may be some variation, but the general stories that happen, you could say that they're...
Well, if they're actually in the Ramayana.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a concocted story that's not in Valmiki, Valmiki's Ramayana is authorized. I mean, the essence of Hanuman is like, because when is that service to the Lord mentality that, okay, when Prahlad Maharaj speaks about the nine processes of devotional service.
Oh, yeah, I have a quote about that.
You want to say it?
We read it yesterday, actually. But yeah, Prabhupada gives the example of the different, how all the different personalities achieved perfection.
Right.
And Hanuman achieved perfection in serving the Lord's feet.
Through Dasya.
Dasya.
Yes. So for each of the 9 processes, there's one particular personality who exemplifies that process. Like for Shravanam, it's Maharaj Pariksha. For Kirtanam, it's Shukadev Goswami, the speaker of Bhagavatam. And for Dasyam, the main personality cited is Hanuman. He embodies, he personifies that spirit of Dasya Ras, servant of the Lord. So, I mean, that for me gets to the essence of this personality, Hanuman.
I found actually quote, the Prabhupada speaks about the Ramayana directly. Would you like to read from that?
Yeah, sure. In a verse in the Ramayana, the great devotee of Ram said, I know that there is no difference between the Sitaram and Lakshmi Narayan forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but nevertheless, the form of Ram and Sita has absorbed my affection and love. Therefore, I want to see the Lord in the forms of Ram and Sita. Similarly, the Gaudiya Vaishnava loves the forms of the devotee of Radha and Krishna and Rukmini in Dwarka. The word Bhaktanam Anurapatma Darshanam means that the Lord is always pleased to favor the devotee in the particular form in which devotee wants to worship and render service unto him. In this verse, it is stated that Brahma approached Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This form of the Lord, Kshirodakshai Vishnu. Wherever there is some trouble and Brahma has to approach the Lord, he can approach Kshirodakshai Vishnu. And it is the grace of the Lord that whenever Brahma approaches about disturbance in the universe, the Lord gives him relief in so many ways. Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Prabhu's, or maybe Bhakti Keith, you would like to share something about this quote? What is your experience, or like Prabhupada brings forward this aspect of Hanuman knowing that Ram is the same Krishna, but he like chooses to stick with Ram, right? It's like
there are several pastimes like that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where like Lord Chaitanya will convince devotees of Ram that in a sense Radha Krishna is superior.
Yeah.
And then they'll just become depressed. And then Lord Chaitanya just offers them obeisances because he's so moved. He's so moved with affection by their devotion to Ram.
Yes.
And he encourages them, yes, you worship Sitaram.
Yes.
So that gets into like flavor, ras. By one analysis, there can be this is higher, this is more intimate. It could be.
Yes.
Still, everyone has their particular attraction. And some might be especially attracted to Lakshmi Narayan or Lord Nrsingadev or Sitaram. So that's why we don't want to Varahadev. We don't want to prematurely go to what's my rasa. Because the main thing is, right now my rasa is I'm attracted to Krishna's energy called Maya. So let me transfer that attraction from Maya to
Yoga.
To serving Yoga Maya, which is like that. So and then once we've truly liberated ourselves from attraction to Maya, we've cleared the anarthas. Okay, then just like the sun reveals itself, similarly, Krishna, Radharani, then the rasa is self-revealed. We don't need to separately endeavor. So that's why we want to focus on our work of pulling the weeds in the heart and and serving Krishna rather than Maya. And of course, we do that through serving someone who's fully realized in serving Krishna. And as far as what's our particular rasa in Vaikuntha or Goloka, that gets revealed in time.
Yeah.
And of course, in our process of studying Prabhupada's books and going through our process of Narta Nivritti means pulling the weeds, cleansing the dust from the mirror. In our process, maybe we'll read something about a particular gopi or a particular cowherd boy or Hanuman, and we notice we have a particular attraction there, and we don't want to suppress that. We want to experience it. Right? Particular attraction to Madhu Mangala, who really likes
Ladus.
He really likes ladus. Interesting. At the same time, we don't want to get like distracted by that in a premature way and start assuming that's who I am in the spiritual world or something, in a way that takes us away from enthusiastically, in a grounded way, doing devotional service under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Hari Hari. Thank you, dear.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know if this is like what part of the story. I don't know the story very well of Lord Ram and Hanuman, but there is this one image of them hugging, and I was wondering if you can like share what that's about, where there's like a moment where they hug, like Lord Ramachandra hugs Hanuman, and I don't know if that's authorized, if that's from like Valmiki's Ramayana, but
Let's see what Prabhupada says. Maybe he speaks about it. Yesterday we went through we sat for a half hour going through different quotes. So maybe there is something like that in the database. That's really like the best. It's kind of like our transcendental Google, the database. If you can go and research what Prabhupada says about that. If it is there in Prabhupada's, maybe it is, and Prabhupada is not mentioning it. Hanuman, hugs, embrace. What do you say? Embrace. Oh,
Hare Krishna.
here we go.
Hare Krishna, Patrick.
Okay.
Maybe it's about that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's after Hanuman tears open his chest to reveal Ram and Sita in the heart, and then Ram embraces him. That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know for sure. Okay,
so it's an article by the devotee. It's not directly Prabhupada. So, I mean, we can take it with the salt or see that's kind of one of the two options I found. Hanuman, a powerful devotee, gently confronted Sita in her distress. He assured her that her husband, Lord Ramachandra, would soon arrange her deliverance, and he gave her Ram's ring as a sign of his loyalty. Because Hanuman showed such concern, and because of his extraordinary mood of loving service to the Lord, and his devotee Lord Ram awarded him with loving embrace and eternal devotion to him. I usually I mark when I search in the database to make sure that it's just directly Prabhupada. I just marked, this is secretaries, but I mark everything that is, like in the simple database that I sent you and Keith and maybe someone else, it's much simplified, so you don't have many books by like Prabhupada's disciples or like side books. It's much simpler, but here I have to mark. We have a session how to search in the database. And after we're done with that, get ready for a transcendental quiz. Whoever answers the answer will get a ladu. And yeah, so yeah, I usually just mark proper before. No, but what was the? I'm curious to see what was the second option. That was just, there were two things came up in the search. Maybe I can do this. There's a hit listing. Okay, so there's a translation of Ramayana retold by Dharmadas. Praising Hanuman in various ways. Ram lamented that he could not reply the monkey for his service he had rendered. He could offer him was embrace. Oh Hanuman, that's all I can call my own at this time, Ram said as he took hold of Hanuman tightly and hugged him. So yeah, I hope it sort of answers your inquiry, Brielle. Thank you for the question. Yeah, it's like one of my favorite imagery, like that I like about their interaction. That because Krishna too, like Krishna doesn't even hug like his wives or the gopis or all these intimate associates, but there's one person he hugged. Not even Balaram. He doesn't even hug Balaram. You know who he hugs? Except Rukmini?
Gopakumar.
Gopakumar? Okay. There's another one. So there are two, I guess. So I'll keep that question open. Maybe someone will say. Who was Gopakumar? Oh, Cyril, you living. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Cyril.
Travels through the different levels of the material world and the spiritual world until he comes to Nandagram, where he finally meets Krishna and he embraces him.
Oh, okay. So there is another personality, and if someone will remind me, we can answer the question after. Okay. So quiz time. Everyone's ready for the quiz? Yay. So Hanuman appears outside also of Ramayana and the different pastimes by Lord Ram. He appears in Krishna Lila, specifically in the Bhagavad Gita. And my question is, where Hanuman appears in the Bhagavad Gita? Everyone except Keith, because I think he knows. Okay, Leah. Leah already got a ladu, so if you win, I cannot give you another one.
I think you said the other day he's on the flag on the cover, right?
On the flag! Yay!
Yay.
That's right. He's right there on the flag. We found a quote about it too. Yesterday we read that usually in the Vaishnava tradition, because they would decorate the buildings with flags and things like that. Like Mathura was decorated with flags when Krishna entered. And usually they would decorate either with Hanuman or with Garuda. So Hanuman and Garuda, because they both carriers of Vishnu. So yeah, Hanuman in that form on the flag, he appears on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. He also appears in the Mahabharata.
In the Mahabharata, okay. Which instance he appears there at?
So one of the Pandavas, Bhima was like the strongest and biggest and of the Pandava brothers. He's going in the forest, on a forest trail, and I think he's looking for water. He's going to a lake or something like that. And he finds there's an old monkey who's sitting there with his tail across the path. And he doesn't.
That's what Nalini Kanta was referring to, I think.
Yeah. Nalini Kanta referred to it. So he doesn't want to he's like, he could tell he's an elder, so he doesn't want to like be offensive by stepping over his tail. So he's asked the monkey, kindly just move your tail out of the way. And the monkey says, no, you're a big, strong man, you know, just pick up my tail and move it out of the way and you can continue on your journey. And they kind of go back and forth, you know, because Bhima doesn't want to, he's like, of course I can move your tail. I don't want to do it. Just please move your tail. And they go back and forth. But finally he tries, and Bhima, who's, you know, very strong, he can't lift the tail of the monkey. And so then he finally like realizes, okay, this is no ordinary monkey. And they go back and forth and Hanuman reveals himself. So Hanuman is actually immortal. And I don't know about his disappearance. So I think he may still be, I don't know about his disappearance, but that was 1 million years later, you know, at least 1 million years later, the Ramayana to the Mahabharata. And so I think, I don't know if he actually disappeared from this planet.
Well, Jambavan was still present. In the Krishna book, Samya, what is it called? Samyantaka jewel, right? Jambavan, he's still there, so it might be. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing this pastime, because Nalini Kanta Prabhu, when he was here, he had a dream actually like that, and it was so, wow, it was like, it really moved me. That was like the peak of, one of the peaks, I think, of my last month or two here, like this memories, the dream that he shared. I think Patrick, you were here, right? Brielle, she was here, Rukmini was here, there. Leah was here. And yeah, Nalini Kanta's dream, I can try to recollect it again. If I'm mistaken, someone can correct me if I make a mistake. But there was this group of devotees that they went on to the Himalayas or something to read Prabhupada's books. And then on the way, Hanuman was obstructing them with his tail. And he asked them, where are you going? And the devotees, they said, well, we're going to read the books of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And then Hanuman, he just offered them obeisances. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, wow, he is the greatest, devotee of Krishna in this universe. And so it was really, 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 really strong, like, dream. Oh, Haribo! Hanuman! Jai! Patrick Prabhu is really in the mood. Nice.
I could share, I don't have something from Prabhupada directly, but I could share a little bit, my personal something. If there's space for that. You want to hear Prabhupada on me?
Maybe like it's like better if we keep it like concentrated around like Prabhupada quotes and something like from Prabhupada, more or less. If you have something from Prabhupada to paraphrase, that would be.
You want to share later, maybe? I mean, we're also
later, yeah, I guess.
Because what you're doing, open shit, I just shared.
How about your experience? Sorry, Brielle?
I think he wants to share his own personal experience. I don't think it's like some other story.
Ah, yeah. That's what I meant. If he has like personal experience, it's nice. What's going for you?
Maybe later. Maybe you could open up later for some personal or open sharing.
Why don't you do it now?
You can do now?
Yes.
I think
Are you on mute?
I think I am muted.
Oh.
So my first experience with Hanuman was like a personal growth experience that I don't know if Dear Govinda's there, but Rukmini knows Scott McGregor, Savyasachi. So we were doing like a coaching exchange, and from like the PPTC, and he brought up Hanuman. And I didn't know who Hanuman was, but he brought it up in like as like a metaphor for his personal growth, because and he brought up he mentioned Hanuman as, whenever he's at the ocean, they're trying to go to Lanka, and they get to the beach in the ocean, and like, how can we cross this ocean? Nobody can do that, and they're discussing his party, Hanuman and his party, and maybe it's Jambavan or whoever is speaking to Hanuman is like, Hanuman doesn't know that he has the powers, that they're covered over. Like Hanuman has these great powers since he was a baby, but they were covered over. So he doesn't know that he can leap over the ocean. And they kind of remind him and tell him and kind of unlock those powers. And so I was doing a coaching session with this devotee, and he used the Hanuman, for like himself, of like in his own personal growth, like having his powers covered over and needing to unlock them and forgetting that he had the powers. And so it was, it's always been with me. I think about Hanuman is that kind of anecdote of, because it can be, we can look at ourselves, in a way. It's applied to ourselves, and I always appreciated that.
You connect to Hanuman, not aware of his special powers. And
They were covered over, or they were, locked. They were, since he was a baby, he had the powers, but then they were covered over. They were purposefully, like covered over by the authorities or whatever, his parents or whoever was in charge. So he wasn't aware that he had those powers, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't the time too, right? But yeah, I appreciate you bringing that. It's like revealing how much we have in us that we're not aware, because we just underestimate ourselves, or we put ourselves down, or we block ourselves by constructs that we took that are not even ours. Like, you are unworthy, you're not smart, you're not beautiful, you're not strong, you're not this, you're not a devotee, you're a demon. Yeah, but actually we are. I was just reading a few days ago how Prabhupada explains like you don't need to be like a mystic yogi, like the powers. We don't need to go after the powers. We just hold Krishna's hand, and because Krishna is the Yogeshwara Hari, he makes everything happen as if done by mystic arrangement. So a devotee becomes, he's the greatest mystic because he's in touch with the greatest mystic. And Hanuman, is a great example because he was in touch with Lord Ram. Ram. And lifted the hill, such a huge hill with the herbs. Hare Krishna. Okay. Nice to see you all smiling, especially Leah. She is really smiling. Hare Krishna.
I'm not very happy.
You're not very happy?
No. Mostly I find often that my good qualities are covered over often by other people's propensity to want to be the controller. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm just going to say the story that I wanted to. Mm-hmm. So that I really appreciate.
But just before you said, you were that it's not the person who is obstructing you, it's
yeah, it's their
so no, it's not their propensity.
You're accepting to be oppressed by other people's propensity to be the controller. So that's why now I'm just going to say the story that I wanted to, because I appreciate it. Is there's one story where Sita or Hanuman, he asks Sita why she has this kumkum on her forehead, right? And then
we spoke about it yesterday.
Yeah, it's a nice story. And then he asks her why, and she says because it drives Lord Ram crazy. And so then he says, oh yeah. So then he goes and he gets some, and he covers his whole entire body and comes in front of Lord Ram, covered from head to toe in kumkum.
Exactly.
So I thought it's a nice story because it displays his unhesitating service attitude. He's very innocent, very pure-hearted, and it's just funny.
And wild monkey personality.
Yeah.
I
had a little experience, personal experience with Hanuman also when I was in South India. That I was thinking about going somewhere that I didn't really have enough money, because there was a girl there from the temple that I thought that I liked, and it would have been a bad situation. So I had a dream where Hanuman was there, and he was like he was almost like those black Shalagram Sheila covered. He was big, and he was just really super playful, really friendly, and just like the embodiment of playfulness. And then I showed off for him. I did a couple roles for my martial arts, and he was really excited about that. And then not too far over, then Lord Nrsingadev came up, and it was basically I was understood that he will come here. He'll come where I am to see me. I don't have to go to Mayapur, right? So then Lord Nrsingadev came out, and in my dream I went over and offered my obeisances to him. So I really much appreciate Hanuman ever since then. He's
Because of this interaction in the dream you had, and Lord Nrsingadev.
Yeah, he was preparing me for that meeting, and I felt it was a very, very friendly, very wonderful. Yeah.
I have to share like my experience of hearing these two stories, that I personally I appreciate the second story more, not because one was less authoritative in my opinion or more, but because it was your personal experience with Hanuman in your dream. Like I too have like sometimes devotional dreams, and I really relate to how they're moving and how they like uplift me devotionally. And like having a dream with Hanuman and Narasimhadev, oh boy, I'm like really jealous.
Well,
transcendently.
I like how they're connected, because like this innocent way that he comes and puts the kumkum on him, that really, and it shows a picture of the mood that he came to me in that dream, like very innocent, very bright, very playful, so it's
I guess it makes sense now why they cover, because in Vrindavan I saw many temples of Hanuman they cover with kumkum, I guess because of that, perhaps. They covered, he was trying to imitate Sita. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for solving that mystery for me. I never understood why all the Hanumans were orange.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so you choose Prabhu's. We can go to another quote, or maybe some of you would like to share your personal experience. It's almost kind of 9:30. Maybe Leah or Rukmini or Riel or Patrick or Rebecca would like to share some more. No? Okay. So we do last quote and see what comes up. Maybe Prabhupada's preparing something special for us. Ram Ram. Sitaram, Sitaram. There are 1,700 places where Prabhupada mentions Hanuman. So let's just take something random on the hit list. Here, this one. Oh, South India. Nice. So we're jumping to South India and Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. I think it's about Sita too. Who would like to read the morning?
I will read.
Okay. This is, who speaks it? Let me see. Yeah, it's Prabhupada speaks, and he speaks about his personal readings. Oh, that's nice.
Shall I start?
Yeah, please. This morning I was reading about...
Okay. This morning I was reading about Sita Devi, being kidnapped by Ravan. Now, because there was no Ramachandra present, and Lakshman was also not present, she was unguarded, and Ravana took the opportunity to kidnap her. So even Sita Devi, she is a goddess of fortune. She is a spiritual potency of Lord Ramachandra. She is not ordinary woman, but showing us the example that even Sita Devi is the original potency. Of course, Ravana could not kidnap Sita Devi as she is. That is not possible. This is described in another Purana, that when Ravana came to kidnap Sita, Sita Devi disappeared from there, and she kept a Maya form, false form, and Ravana kidnapped her. This is stated in very authoritative scripture. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in South India, a Brahmana invited him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at noontime went there, but he saw the Brahmana has not cooked anything. There was nothing prepared. And he was crying and reading Ramayana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired, Brahmana, why you are in such a distressed condition? You are crying. Sir, I am so. He was in the ecstasy of Hanuman, that I am so unfortunate that Sita Devi has been taken by Ravana, and I could not secure her still. In this way he was puzzled, so he did not cook anything. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pacified him. Then he cooked. He could understand that I invited. It was done. Then when he was returning, I forget the name of the Purana, devotee, Kurma Purana? Prabhupada.
So it's not Agni Purana, it's Kurma Purana. Interesting. Okay. He's got the evidence that Sita Devi.
He got evidence that Sita Devi, when she was supposed to be kidnapped by Ravana, her false form was kidnapped. And when Sita Devi was tested, putting her into the fire, she entered into the fire of the Maya Sita. She entered into the fire and the Maya Sita was burned and the original Sita came out. So it was not possible for Ravana to touch even the lotus feet of Mother Sita. But apparently it is extremely externally manifested that Sita was taken away just to teach us that even Sita Devi is the origin of all potencies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chit Shakti, Parashya Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyate, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, 1365 purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has got many potencies, multi-potencies, and one of the potencies is Ladini Shakti.
Shout out to Haladini.
That pleasure potency is Sita, Radharani, Lakshmi Devi. This has been described by Swarup Damodar Goswami. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir, Ladini Shaktir Asmad, Ekatmanav api dehi, Ekatmanav api deha beda gatauto. These are described that the Krishna's pleasure potency, Radharani, is Krishna. But to take pleasure, they became two. Ekatmanav api deha bedam gatoto. They became divided into two, Radha and Krishna. Again, Sri Chaitanya Prakatam. When Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Radha Krishna combined together. Therefore, the devotees of Radha Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they worship Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahe Anya. Shri Guru Parampara text 6. They say, this is a fact. So Lord Ramachandra is also Krishna. Sita Devi is also expansion of Radharani. They are the same tattva.
Joy. Yeah, it will be nice to read something directly, like more precisely about Hanuman. Yeah, it's an idea for next year if we all meet together. So that'll be something nice to do. My personal, like, I had a plan once upon a time to just sift out all Prabhupada's quote about Ramayana and then make like Prabhupada's Ramayana, how he describes it. And yeah, maybe until next year I'll start and I'll finish next year. So maybe we'll do that. Hare Krishna. Okay, concluding words. Leah. How do you like this second Ramachandra Ramnavami extension of Ramnavami party? How do you find it?
I'll say this, that hearing it multiple times is assisting in my understanding. So
okay,
not as new this time around.
So now the most difficult question. Yeah. Who do you like more, Lord Ramachandra or Lord Krishna?
Oh, that's not a good question.
Yeah, it's the most difficult. I don't know.
I'm not going to answer that. Thank you.
It would be an extremely amazing place to visit, that's for sure.
Is it South like India? Really cool place. No?
Well, I mean the real Ayodhya.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I remember the joke that I wanted to tell you from on Ram Navami, but I forgot. Prabhupada tells this really cool joke. Are you ready? I mean, it's kind of like a pen joke. Pen, like cold pen joke. They call it like the British humor. It's not really funny, but it's funny if you know what I mean. Prabhupada, that's like his like transcendental form of humor sometimes. And wow, I hope I can narrate it like kind of in a funny way too. If one of you knows the joke, you can just take over. I'm not a really good joke teller. So there's a sadhu who goes to, he takes the train to Ayodhya to execute some austerities in the place of Lord Ram. And he rides without a train ticket. You know that joke? No? Okay. So he rides without a train ticket, and then the guy that checks the tickets, he comes and he asks him, like, where the hell is your train ticket, man? Like, where are you going? And well, I'm going to Ayodhya, to the place of Ram, and you see I'm a sadhu, so I don't have money to pay for the ticket. And the ticket, the guy, how do you call the guy that checks the tickets? The ticket guy, never mind. Huh?
Ticket wala?
Ticket wala. Ticket wala. So he tells him, oh, okay, so you have to get out and take the other train. And the sadhu's like, why? No, I'm going to Ayodhya, it's the right train. He said, no. Now you're going to the place of Lord Krishna, where he took birth. And he's like thinking, like, why he wants me to go to the place where Krishna takes birth. And he asks him, and it's like, well, because Lord Krishna, he took birth in the prison, so you're going to the prison. Ha ha ha. I'm the only one who laughed. Okay. And Keith. Okay, and Brielle, she laughed a little bit.
I laughed at your laughing, not the joke.
So that's the joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Patrick.
Just want to extend compassion to you and Dr. Keith, Dr. Ramachandra Prabhu. You've been quarantine partners and tensions happen. We're all struggling with the quarantine. Just want to extend compassion. Whoever we're quarantined with, conflicts are happening, tensions are happening. My family, my wife, whoever you're with, whether friends or relatives or whatever, I extend my compassion.
Thanks.
Hare Krishna.
I think we're good. It's more so a part of my process than anything personal between me and him. So
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Let's break the imaginary fast. And I send you all ladus, so you can enjoy them spiritually. Manu Seva. Mana, how do you say? Mana Seva? But Leia already, how was your laddu, Leda? How was your experience of the new Hanuman laddu? Is that a hit or what? Should we make more? Should we make them in a quarantine after party?
Yeah, I definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
I suggest we make a whole like. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop the recording so because it's a surprise. I don't want people to know about it.